Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Mohil Ashmouni and I will be your host in today's webinar. First of all, I'd like to welcome all of the attendees of this webinar. For the ones who don't know me, I'm the Customer Relations Manager at Kotobee. I've been here for almost 6 months. I'm really enjoying it, and I hope that you too are enjoying the webinars we are giving weekly. Okay, so before we can start our webinar today with the topic 5 steps to convert your Word document into a rich interactive ebook, I'd like first to show you the content of our webinar. We will start with a brief introduction about ebooks, and then we will move directly to our main topic, which is again the 5 steps to convert your Word document into a rich interactive ebook. And then at the end of the webinar, I will show you our free support channels that you can use to get as much as information as you can and to reach the Kotobee team as fast as possible. And there will be maybe 10 to 15 minutes at the end of the webinar for answering all of your questions. And of course, today's gift for the attendees of this webinar will be a discount coupon for the ones who's gonna last till the end of the webinar. Hopefully, all of you. I will give you a discount coupon. Okay, so let's start. Okay, as you all know, everything is evolving around us. Technology has been involved in every aspect of our life. And this actually includes the books. The books started with the heavy printed books, and then it moved, the printed book moved to the software form, which is the PDF format. And finally, it reached the interactive ebook. The interactive ebook, which contains interactive components like videos, galleries, book widgets, questions, and such components. Actually, there are many formats that support interactive ebooks. However, the most famous one is the EPUB format. Okay, so today we will be talking about the interactive ebooks. We are actually going to talk about the conversion from a Word document to the EPUB format. So let's go directly into our main topic today. We have 5 steps to convert the Word document into an interactive ebook. There are 5 easy steps. Before I go explaining the 5 steps, just want you to know that if you tried to import a Word document into any authoring tool, by default, all of the Word document will be imported in one page or in one chapter. So we need to have a marker that will define when to start a new chapter or a new page, and this is actually step number 1. We're going to add custom markers to the Word document. So when we import this Word document into an authoring tool, when the authoring tool sees this marker, it will know that it will have to start a new chapter or a new page. So this is the first step. The second step is saving the Word document as an HTML file. The third step will be importing it into an authoring tool, and of course today I will be using the Kotobee Author software. After we import the Word document, we will add interactive elements to this document because, as you know, the Word documents have minimal interactivity. They don't have videos, audio files, or galleries, so we can add all of these elements from inside the authoring tool after we import the Word document into it. And finally, we will export this document in multiple formats. You can export it either as a web app, a desktop app, a mobile app, Android, iOS, or Windows Phone, and there are some other formats that we will discuss later. So before I go and show you each step in a practical example. First, I want to give you a brief introduction about Kotobee for the ones who still don't know Kotobee. Kotobee is a complete end-to-end ebook solution. We have many products, but today we will be focusing on the Kotobee Author, which is our main software from which you can create your ebooks, publish them, and you can manage these ebooks. Okay, so now let's go and see a practical example how to perform the 5 steps to convert the Word document into an interactive ebook. One more thing, if my voice cuts off or if you're not seeing my screen for any reason, just tell me through the questions part and I'll be more than happy to repeat what I've been saying. Okay, so as you know, you can create your document from many softwares. One of them is the Microsoft Word. It's a paid software, but you can use maybe OpenOffice, for example. It's free. All of these softwares for creating documents, Word documents. Okay, so this is a sample lecture, as you can see. It's for medicine, I think, about the liver. As you can see, it consists of 5 pages. It's a small lecture just to show you how we will perform the first and the second steps. As I mentioned, we will need to add a custom marker in the Word document so that when we import this document into the Kotobee Author will be able to divide this Word document into pages, just like what you see now in the Word. Okay, so to add a custom marker, I will need to add a word that is not available in the document. I must be sure that this word is not available in the document. So for me, I will choose, let me just choose a small size for the font size, okay? And I will add maybe the word unique marker. I'm sure this word will not be available in the whole document. Okay, now let's go to the next page and we will do the same. We will put the word unique marker. Let's put it here at the end of this chapter. Unique marker. Okay, let's copy it. And let's go at the end of this page also, put the same word. Okay. And at the end of this page also. So this way you make sure that at the end of each page you've put the unique marker, your custom marker. So this is the first step. We have added a custom marker at the end of each page on our Word document. You must be sure that this unique marker or this custom marker is not available in your whole document. Okay, and now what I will do is saving the file as HTML. Okay, let's choose other formats. I want to save as an HTML or as a web page. I will choose a folder on my desktop, an empty folder. Okay, this one for example, and I will choose to save it as a web page. For other software, you may find to save it as an HTML. So we're going to save it either as an HTML or as a web page. Okay, let me save it. So it's saving now. So this is the second step. The first step, for the ones who are just joining now, we have added a custom marker at the end of each page on our Word document. The second step is saving it as an HTML file or as a web page. Let me show you the file. The folder will contain the files that we have saved and this one, the index file, which is the main HTML file. And now we will go to the third step, which is importing the HTML file into an authoring tool. Of course, today I will be working with the Kotobee Author. Okay, so let's see how we can import the HTML file and use the custom marker which we have created earlier to divide our document into chapters or pages. Okay, so this is a new document. This is what you will see when you open the software for the first time. This pop-up window will appear to you. So you have options from here: either open an EPUB, KPUB, import a PDF, or import an HTML, which is the one we will be working with in our webinar today. Okay, let me choose the import HTML. As you can see here, you have two options. Either you can browse the HTML file or you can insert the URL. Let's say you want to import a Wikipedia article, for example. You can choose the URL and you will have to provide the URL of this Wikipedia article. But in our situation today, we will browse the HTML file because we already have it. Okay, let me open the folder and choose this HTML file. Okay, now we have other options, like for example the default chapter title. If the chapter has no title, I want to rename it as maybe webinar. So this way, when the Kotobee author is dividing your document into chapters or pages, the one that has no title will be renamed to webinar, and it will be directed to the parent chapter, which is the root of the book. Okay. For the other option, which is make remote content available, this is actually when you try to import from a URL. You can import all of the videos, audio, CSS, JavaScript, or you can leave it online. Okay, and we have some other extra options. Now, the most important option is the split chapters by. Now, if we imported it with this default option, or if it's don't split, then the whole document will be imported into a single chapter, into one page, and we don't want to do so. We want it to be splitted into pages just like it appeared in the Word document. So I will choose a custom marker. We have other options: heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, paragraph, div, but I will choose the custom marker because I've already inserted one, and I will add this custom marker, which is unique marker. This is the word I've chosen, and I want to delete this marker from content. So this way, my Word document will be divided into pages, and this word will be deleted from my document. If you want to add nested chapters, you can add deeper scanning, and you can also split chapters in order to create parent and sub-chapters if you want. You can have unlimited nesting. Okay, let me import this Word document. Okay, perfect. So for the first chapter, it's by default it's empty because this is the one that was created when I created a new book. So I can delete this chapter easily. And as you can see here, this is the first page I had, and there is no unique marker word at the end of this chapter because it was deleted. Okay, this is the next chapter, the third chapter, the fourth chapter, and the last chapter. So this was the third step. The first step was adding a custom marker to my Word document. The second step was saving my document either as an HTML file or as a web page. Both ways there will be an HTML file. And the third step was importing this file into my authoring tool, and today I'm using the Kotobee author tool. Okay, so the third step is adding some interactive elements to my document. Let's say I want maybe to add a link to this word, to this sentence, sample lecture. So I will just highlight it, add a link. For example, for the links, you can either link an image or you can link a text. Both ways, you'll just have to highlight the word or highlight the image and click on link from the right-hand side menu of the interactive elements. You can link to 4 different types. Either you can link to a website by inserting the URL of your website, or you can link to a book location. Let's say you want to link to chapter 2 or chapter 3. You can just choose it from this drop-down menu. The third option is to link it to a pop-up message. When the student or the user or the reader clicks on this image, on this text or this image, a pop-up message will appear. The fourth option is to link it to an audio file. You will either have to provide the audio URL if it's hosted on another server, or you can add the audio file itself if you have it locally on your desktop. Let me choose, for example, the pop-up message and maybe say, this is a great webinar. Hopefully you think so too. This is a great webinar. Okay, create. So it's created. Now, if I want to try to interact with my chapter, I will have to go to the preview mode. I can't do so from the edit mode. I will have to go to the preview mode, the green button. As you can see here, this is my chapter. If I clicked on the image, a pop-up message will appear telling me that this is a great webinar, hopefully. Okay, let's go back to the edit mode. Okay, let's go maybe to the fourth chapter, and let's add some interactivity to this chapter. As you can see here, there is a text that I can edit. Let's add a video, for example. If I want to add a video, I will either have to provide the video URL if it's hosted on another server, or I can add the video file itself. Now let's choose a video file because I already have one here. It's here, and it's also about medicine. Okay, here's the video file, how to cure liver. Open. Now, if I created it this way, let's create. Oh, it's created between the lines because I've added it between the lines. Let's just delete it and add it again, but this time in another line, maybe here, and add video and choose the same video. As you saw earlier, the background was black. I don't want to do. I don't want it to be like this. I want to add a splash image to be at the beginning of the video, and then when the user clicks on the play button, it just disappears and the video starts. So I can go to the design section and I can add a splash image. Let's choose, for example, maybe this image. Okay, click on open and create. As you can see here, the video is created under the paragraph. If I want to open the video, I will just have to go to the preview mode and play the video to see how it will look like, how the end result of my chapter will look like. Okay, so let's try and add maybe an audio file now. Okay, the audio file is basically the same as the video. You can just add the audio URL or the audio file if you have it locally on your desktop. I have one also, so I can add it directly from here. Click on open, and then I can create, and you will find the audio file created under the video file. Okay, so the video and the questions are the same. The images and the galleries are the same. They are straightforward. You're just adding the images or the videos. Let's try, for example, in this chapter to add some questions. Okay, if you want to add questions, which is a very important feature that you can add to increase the interactivity of your ebook, you just have to provide a title, maybe test. Okay, and you have 3 different sections: questions, layout, and options. For the questions, we have 4 different types of questions: true and false, multiple choice with a single answer, multiple choice with multiple answers, and a short answer open-ended questions. Okay, so to add a question, you'll just click on the type, a true and false, and a multiple choice. I want to add 2 questions in this test. Is this a great webinar? Hopefully, yes, again. Okay, and we can add another question, maybe, what is this number? 22, for example, and you can add your choices in these options. Okay, and you will choose the correct one. Okay, so I've created the questions. Now you will choose the type of response that you want. We have 3 different types: either do nothing, nothing will happen when the user answers the questions, or a self-answer, which will show him only his score of his questions, and a self-answer with report that will show him his score along with a full report of the questions that he got correct and the questions that he got incorrect. Okay, so I will choose the self-answer with report because it's the most general one. Okay, now in the layout, you're just defining the color, the font size, the padding of your questions. In the options, which is a very important section, you have some extra options like, for example, a clear button, a preserve button. You can highlight the correct answers when the user submits them. You will define the passing score, the total score. Let's the passing score be 1, the total score it's 2 because we just have 2 questions. You can have a randomized option if you want the questions to be randomized each time the student enters the chapter. We support right to left languages, of course, as we support 17 different languages. Okay, and if it's a cloud ebook or if it's a library, you can choose to send to email, which means each student, after answering the questions and submitting them, these answers can be sent to a specific email that you will define in this text field. Also, another very important feature is the questions displayed. Let's say you created 100 questions in the bank of questions, and you inserted here only 5 questions, and you checked the randomize. This way, each time the student will access your chapter, he will only be able to see 5 random questions out of the total 100 questions that you have already created. So this is basically a very good feature. Okay, so let's click on create. As you can see here, the questions are created. Okay, so let's try to answer these questions. We will have to go to the preview mode to do so. Okay, of course it's true and it's 22. Submit answers and you will get a self-answer with report that will show you your score along with a detailed report. If I clicked on OK, I will find the correct answers highlighted in green. So you can add any of these interactive elements from the right-hand side menu. After finishing adding your interactive elements and basically finishing the editing section of your ebook, we will move forward to the customize phase where you will design the look and feel of your ebook. How? You have 2 sections here, the design and components. In the design, you're basically adding your logo, your startup image. You can play around with the colors of your reader, of your ebook reader, which is this upper bar and this lower bar. I can play around with the colors a little bit. I can choose this one, for example, and for the lower bar, I can choose a yellow, maybe. So you can play around with the colors in the design section. In the component section, you can enable or disable any of the components inside your reader. Let's say, for example, I want to disable the media tab. I don't want to have a media tab. Actually, the media tab is for accessing all of the images inside your ebook directly from this section. The notebook section is for accessing all of the notes, bookmarks, highlights that you have taken while reading the books. And the search is for searching inside either the whole book or the chapter you are in right now. And the settings is for maybe changing the page animation, zooming in, zooming out. You can change the interface language. We support 17 languages, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, so I can disable the media tab. I don't want the users to have a media tab. If they want to view a certain image, they will have to go and search for it inside the chapters. Also, there are some extra features. If I highlighted any word, I will get these extra features like maybe copy to clipboard, text to speech, Wikipedia lookup, Google lookup, adding a note or highlighting the word. So maybe I can disable the Wikipedia lookup and we can restart the ebook. After restarting it, you will be able to see that these features will be disabled. So this is the end result. This is how your ebook will look like from the user's end side. Okay, as you can see here, there is no media tab. If I highlighted the same word, I will find the Wikipedia lookup disabled. The last thing about the customized panel, you can view the end result of your ebook from different platforms. Let's say, for example, I want to see how my ebook will look like from an iPad, and you can interact with it directly as if you're opening it from an iPad. Okay? So after finishing this phase, you've already edited the content, you've created the content of your ebook, and you've customized the look and feel of your ebook. Now you will move to the uh, export phase, which is actually was our last step in the 5 steps to convert a Word document into a rich interactive ebook. To choose an export format, we have here all of the formats needed that you will need. We will start with the standard files. You can export your ebook as an EPUB file, which is read by any EPUB reader, including the Kotobee Reader app, which is a free app. You can export your ebook as a web app. A folder will be downloaded to your desktop containing all of your default files, the HTML, JavaScript, and CSS, and you can take these files and upload them to your website using FTP. Also, you can export your ebook as a desktop app, okay, Windows or Mac or Chromebook. Another option is exporting your ebook as a native mobile app, Android, iOS, or Windows Phone. Let's say, for example, you exported it as an Android app. The .apk file will be downloaded to your desktop, which is the standard file for Android apps. You can take this file and you can upload it to your developer account in Google Play. This way, any user searching for it on Google Play will be able to download it and use it just like any Android app on his mobile device. Another option is integration with LMS. You can export your ebook as a SCORM file. A zip file will be downloaded to your desktop. You can take this file and upload it on your LMS. The easiest way is to host it on our server. You'll just have to provide a unique alias, the book's name, for example, and you will click on upload. This way, the book will be uploaded to our desktop, to our server, and you can give this URL to anyone that you want to access your ebook using his web browser. The last option, if you have already created a library app through the Kotobee Author, actually a library is one of our solutions that we provide. A library is basically a single place or a single app that contains all of your books, and you can export this library app to all of these formats, but it contains all of the books in one place, and you can have control over these books. You can control the user access, you can upload the books dynamically, you can have unlimited number of admins, all of these from the library solution. To try the library solution, you will have to go to the manage panel. Okay, this is actually extra. It's not in our topic for this webinar, but I'm just going to give you a hint. It's in our manage panel. You can create a new library and you will have access to these 8 sections. You can add, edit, delete books dynamically, categories the same. You can control the user access by adding them by email and password. You can create promo codes for your library. You can customize the library look through the customized panel. And in the settings, you can declare your library to be private, have offline support. Your users can access your library mobile app while they are offline, and you can export your library to all the formats that I have mentioned earlier. And finally, you can add unlimited number of admins to your library. Actually, we will have a detailed webinar for the library solution. It will be the next week. You can register for this webinar through our website, kotobee.com/webinars, and you will be able to see detailed steps on how to control, how to create, and how to manage a library from the Kotobee Author. Okay, so let me go back to our presentation. Okay, so our free support channels. Of course, there are the webinar recordings. You can view them from the same link, kotobee.com/webinars. You will be able to find them at the bottom of the page, and also they are available on our YouTube channel, along with step-by-step online video tutorials. They are also available on our YouTube channel. And of course, the knowledge base articles, they are basically user manuals. They are just like the videos, but they are written step-by-step on our support website, support.kotobee.com. And finally, to reach the Kotobee team as fast or as soon as possible, you can either email us, online chat from the website, or through phone. And finally, the discount coupon. today's gift will be a 10% discount coupon. It's valid for 48 hours for 2 days starting now. Okay, you can use it while purchasing any license from Kotobee. Let me write this coupon to you in the chat so everyone can be able to see it and use it. Webinar, okay, 758. Okay, so here it is. It's available for everyone. And now your questions are more than welcome. I'll be more than happy to assist you in all of your questions. Okay, so Jocelyn is asking, are the images fixed images or can I work with them as with uploaded images? Yes, they are not fixed images. You can edit the images after you import the HTML. You'll just click on the image and you can resize it. You can add a link to this image. You can add an animation to this image. So you can edit it as if you uploaded it directly from the Kotobee author. Okay, another question about the custom marker. Can I use this with my free version? Unfortunately not. You will not be able to use the splitting by custom marker with the free version. You will need to get the paid version, the basic or the premium, in order to use the splitting by custom marker. But you can use other splitting options like split with header 1 or header 2 or header 3 with your free version. Perty is asking, is the Kotobee software free? It's free. It's basically free. But there are some features that you will need to get the paid license in order to use. Let me show you what these features are. Let's go to the export section. Okay, so with your free version, when you sign up to Kotobee, before I show you, I want you to see how you can use the Kotobee. You will go to our website, kotobee.com. You will register with your name and email. Click on get your free license. An email will be sent to you with all of instructions needed to download the Kotobee author and to start using it. Let me go back to the export section. For the free version, you can create unlimited number of ebooks. You can export them as EPUB files or as a web app and desktop apps. But for the web and desktop apps, they will be branded with the Kotobee watermark and logo. Okay, so this is for the free version. For the basic license, you will be able to do the same as the free version, but you can remove the watermark and logo from the web and desktop apps, and you can use instead the same as the basic, but you will have 5 mobile exports that you can use to export your ebooks to. Either you can use the 5 exports maybe for Android, iOS, or Windows Phone, and you will have unlimited number of exports as core packages in order to put your ebooks on your LMS. Just for your information, let's go to the pricing so that you can compare between the free, basic, and the premium license. As you can see here, the basic license and the premium license are once in a lifetime payment. The basic license is for $100 and the premium license is for $300, and they have all the features that I've just mentioned. Okay, Michael is saying, what is the video format, MP4 or Flash? For Flash, it's MP4. We're using the standard formats. So for video files, they are MP4. For audio files, we're using MP3. Oh, someone is typing. Okay, John is asking, from where can I chat with the team? Okay, so let's go to the main website, the kotobee.com. Okay, if you open the kotobee.com and you scroll down, you will find leave us a message. If you opened it, you can start a chat with one of our support representatives directly. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. Let me choose one of them. Oh, this is a very important question. Someone is asking about the library solution. How many ebooks can I put inside my library? Okay, so you can put starting from 1, 2, 3, 4 ebooks until unlimited number of ebooks. And actually, the pricing of the library is different from the basic and premium license, and it depends on the number of books you have, and it's a subscription either by month or by year. It starts with the 10 books per month, okay, 10 books, I'm sorry, for the library, and when increasing the number of books, the cost of the license will increase. And as I mentioned, you can pay them either by month or by year. Another question by Michael, is the pricing in US dollars? Yes, it's in US dollars. Okay, another question about book widgets. Sam is asking, do you support book widgets? Yes, we support book widgets. Let me show you a sample ebook created by the Kotobee team, and actually it contains a book widget. Let me go to the next chapter, the chapter that contains a book widget. Here it is. It's actually an interactive graph. Okay. As you know, a book widget is an interactive component. Uh, it's not created by the Kotobee author. You will have to either create it yourself using HTML, JavaScript, and CSS, or you can use famous websites to create this book widget like bookery.com or bookwidgets.com. Okay, as you can see here, this is an interactive graph. A book widget may be an interactive graph, a puzzle, a game, a drop and drag game, a calculator, and we have two types of book widgets. A page widget, which is available when you scroll down into the in the page, you will find the book widget. Another type is a pop-up widget. It's basically an icon like this one. When you click on it, the widget will open in a pop-up window. This is actually a BMI calculator. It's created using the Bookery website, and you will find other options for book widgets that you can create through these websites. Now, to add this book widget to your ebook, let me go back to the edit panel. After you create the book widget from these websites, you will have a zipped file, okay, on your desktop. You can add it by choosing the widget option from the right-hand side menu, okay, and you will have the two options available for you. Either you will add your widget as a pop-up widget or as a page widget. Okay, I think this question is a good question also about the library. How can I control the access of my library? As I mentioned, there will be a separate webinar for the library where I will discuss everything regarding the library solution. But just to make it clear for everyone and to answer Adam's question, you can control the access of your library either using emails and passwords or using promo codes. For emails and passwords, you're adding users by their emails, either add them one by one or bulk by importing it from an Excel sheet, or using our user integration API if you already are selling your ebooks from your website and you want to link it directly to the library account. The other option is controlling the user access using promo codes. You can create promo codes, give it to your users in order to be able to access your library. Okay, another question from Adam. He is asking how the library will look like, how the end result of a library will look like. Let me show you a quick sample library. It's not a sample library, actually. It's a library created by one of our users in South Africa. It's a magazine. Of course, it starts with your own logo and branding. Unfortunately, it's a private library, so we won't be able to access the books unless we log in first using, as I mentioned, email and password or using a promo code. Okay, but we can browse the books. We can see how it will look like, how the end result of a library will look like. If I clicked on any of the books, it will tell me login to read. If it was a public library or if I logged in, or if I log in, it will tell me open to read, and if I clicked open, the book will open normally just like this sample ebook, but it will be inside the library app. Okay, a very good question, Sam. He's asking, can I change the look and feel of the components inside my ebook, like the play button of the video? Yes, you can, and this is actually an extra feature that we provide to our users, the users who are using our tool, the Kotobee Author. You can play around with your chapter. You can edit anything inside your chapter using the modes in here. The source mode will give you access to the default HTML of your chapter. So you can edit the HTML directly from here. And for the CSS and JavaScript, actually for the look and feel, you will need the CSS. You can edit the CSS of your chapter directly from this mode. So maybe you want to change the play button of your questions. Actually, let me give you a quick example on how to do so. First, I will go to the edit of the questions, okay, and the layout in the classes. Let's say change this class name maybe to Q test, okay, Q test, okay, and click on edit. The class is changed. Let me go to the CSS of the chapter, and let me add a CSS code lines to change the look and feel of the buttons. Let me first get this code, because actually I didn't memorize it. Here it is. I think it's here. Yes, it's here. Okay, here it is. Actually, this is a very simple code that you can get from Google. You can Google it, and you will find simple code lines that you can add. As you can see here, voila, it's changed. Okay, they are green now, they have shadow, they are 3D. When I hover over them, the color is changing. So you can do so with everything inside your chapter. You can change the look and feel of the play buttons of your video files, audio files, question files. You can do anything inside your chapter. Okay, Michael is asking also a very good question. Does the language option allow for the ebook to be published in any of the language you provide? Actually, no, this is not the case, Michael. We support 17 languages for the interface, not for the content. For the content, it depends on the author. If you created your ebook with the English language, for example, then it will always be English. But the interface can be changed. Let's say we have this sample ebook. As you can see here, the content is in English. If I went to the settings and changed the interface language to French, for example, as you can see here, the interface has changed to French, okay? As you can see here, all of the notes, all of the words are changed to French, but not the content of my ebook, because the content depends on the author, but changing the language will change the interface language. Okay, guys, so I think this is it for our webinar today. Just want to remind you that our discount coupon is valid for 48 hours for 2 days starting from now. Okay, you can use it while purchasing any of the licenses from our pricing page. Okay, if you have any other question that pop up in your mind, just send us an email, or maybe view the webinar recordings again or our support website, and we will be more than happy to help you. Hope you have enjoyed this webinar. Thank you very much for attending.